Hey guys, what is up? My name is Meaghan and welcome back to Book Talk with Meg. So today I'm here with a very long overdue haul. Basically what happened is life got in the way and I kind of forgot to film book hauls, which is weird because I usually love filming and watching book hauls. But I didn't have much time for a sit-down video, so obviously I did have some vlogs here and there, but I'm back to regular scheduling and I thought I'd update you guys with the books I have purchased in 2019. These are not all the books, but they are most of them. Some of them I left at my parents' house, so I don't have physically with me, but it doesn't really matter. This is a big portion of it, and I'm very excited to share them with you guys. Again, please remember, this has been in the span of like 5 months-ish almost. And there's around 30 books, so without further ado, I'll hop on in. Some of these books I bought new and others I did a thrift, so yeah, I'll start with the books that are like newer releases or books that are newer to me and go into the books I've thrifted at the end. The first book I have to show you guys is If I'm Being Honest by Emily Ribberley and Austin Sigmund Broca. I have a very hard time saying his name. I'm actually in the middle of this book right now. This one released on April 23rd, 21st, somewhere around those lines, the Tuesday of that week. This follows our main character Cameron, and basically she is a very honest person to a point which is almost too honest, and she's having a hard time in her life because of it. She's popular, but a lot of people call her the B word, and she's kind of okay with it until she makes a move on this guy who she considered her friend and that she had feelings for, and something happens which I'm not going to spoil, and he kind of makes her realize that she's not acting very nicely towards people and she kind of wants to redeem herself in his eyes, and she kind of has a very big character arc and character growth throughout this book. This is a kind of mashup between 10 Things I Hate About You plus Mean Girls plus a Shakespeare retelling. It is so very interesting, and I did not really love their first book, but this one is so much better in my opinion. The next book I have to show with you guys is A Broken Prince, which is the second book in the Royal series by Erin Watt, which is a combination of 2 authors, including Elle Kennedy. I never remember the name of the other author. This is the second book again, so I will explain what the first book, Paper Princess, is. Paper Princess follows our main character Ella Harper, and Ella's 2 parents have passed away. Ella always lived with her mother. Her mother did strip for a living, and she tried to keep a roof over Ella's head, and Ella had a very good relationship with her mother, never really knew her father, and it is kind of like just Ella now. She has faked signed signatures on her school papers because she doesn't want to be in foster care until this man named Callum Royal comes in and he's like, hey, what's up? I'm your legal guardian, you're coming with. And she meets his 5 sons, and one of them has like more of a hate to love romance with her. It's very interesting. It's not for everyone, but I loved it. It's more of a entertainment book more than something you really get something out of, but this is the second book in the series. Another book I'm super excited I now have in my possession is You'd Be Mine by Erin Hahn. This is her debut novel, and all I can really say about this is that it is a country romance about an aspiring musician. I don't know if this is going to be a hate to love romance or just 2 people who are doing music together. I know this is like a travel open road kind of book where they are touring. Everybody says this is very swoon-worthy and that the main boy character is adorable. So I can't wait to see where this goes, and just the country pitch for me wasn't enough. I'm a very big fan of anything country, so when I saw that there was more YA representation of country, I had to pick it up. The next book I have to show you guys is Our Year Maybe by Rachel Lynn Solomon. Our Year Maybe follows our main character Sophie, who has a very strong bond with her friend Peter, but Peter has like a kidney dysfunction where he can't really go out. I believe he's homeschooled, and like it very much limits what he can do in his everyday life, and somehow they find out that Sophie is a match for a kidney donor for Peter, and she really wants to give Peter a kidney because Sophie has been madly in love with Peter as a secret for years, and she believes this may spark their relationship, but when she does give Peter a kidney, the relationship doesn't really go the way she thinks it should. Peter kind of goes out and explores, and the relationship changes, and It looks like a sad but very enjoyable read. I have heard so many good things about this book. I'm very hyped to have it in my possession. Another cutesy YA contemporary is Field Notes on Love by Jennifer E. Smith. This was very much hyped by a lot of booktubers on the platform. A lot of it was like marketing strategies, and that's kind of how I figured out about this book, and I figured it was right up my alley. This follows two different characters. I don't know if it's a dual perspective book or single perspective book, but it follows one boy who was supposed to go on this train excursion with his significant other until she dumps him and kind of leaves the train tickets, and he meets this girl. They're probably gonna fall in love. This is like a travel romance. It is a very short book, and a lot of people have been enjoying it. I just can't wait to see how I feel about it, but Jennifer E. Smith is like a queen when it comes to YA contemporary. She's released so many different books, and I feel like this one is one that is more of a hit than a miss. Her other books, it kind of depends on her audience, but I've heard like nothing but good things about this one. A YA romance sports themed book I did purchase is The Game Can't Love You Back by Carole Kozlo. This follows our main character, who is a female pitcher in a baseball team, and everything is going well. She's getting along with her teammates until her school kind of shuts down. I don't know for what reason, and she has to mesh with another high school where they already have a pitcher, and I think it's kind of like a hate to love romance that is surrounded by sports. I personally wanted to buy this book because I played fast pitch for like 11 years, and so if this plot really does include accurate representation of baseball, I'm going to be all over it. This has the potential to be like a 5-star read or like a 2-star if whatever they say about baseball is complete crap. Books that aren't researched annoy me, so I can't wait to see what this one has in store. You'll probably think I'm trash for the next book, but it is a hardcover copy of Stalking Jack the Ripper by Carrie Maniscalco. If you guys have been following my channel for any amount of time, you would know that Stalking Jack the Ripper is my favorite book of all times, like my favorite series, obviously aside from Harry Potter. That's like a full disclaimer I give every time. This, obviously, I think a lot of you guys know what it is about, but a very short resume. This is the first book in a series that follows Audrey Rose, and Audrey Rose is a kick-ass female character that lives kind of more like the Victorian times. She goes against a lot of societal standards for her time, where Audrey Rose actually helps her uncle with science related things. Like, she's in the science field, and it has to do with like autopsies on dead bodies, and the story actually really takes off when Audrey Rose investigates the murders of Jack the Ripper. And there's also this very swoon-worthy boy called Thomas Cresswell who kind of is studying with Audrey Rose's uncle, and obviously they mesh together, and it is like the most I just love their relationship. If you guys haven't picked the series up yet, I really don't know what you're waiting for. Read it. Just read it. Another book which I've been raving about on my channel, and is kind of almost tied with Stalking Jack the Ripper for my favorite series, is The Princess and the Fangirl, which is a companion novel to Geekerella, which is why I say series in brackets, because it's a series of companion novels and the Exicon like themed books. There will be a third one in here. This one follows two main characters, Jessica and Imogen, and Jessica is an actress in this kind of Starfield reboot, which was a TV show in this world and is now in a movie, and she really hates it. Her character dies off at the end of the first movie, and people are campaigning to bring it back, and she really doesn't want that because she wants to move on with her career. In comes Imogen, who is part of the Save Amara campaign. She actually creates it, which is the name of the character Jessica plays. They are intertwined because they look the same. People mistake Imogen for Jessica, and the story blows out of proportion. There's also a mystery element in here. There's a lot of talk of fandom. If you want to hear more thoughts about it, look at my best books of 2019 so far. I will link it in the cards because I have too many things to say about this book. The next book I have purchased is Foolish Hearts by Emma Mills. This is a book about our main character who by accident eavesdrops on the breakup of the it couple at the school, and it kind of creates a little bit of a problem, and it's just basically a story about navigating high school drama, first loves, heartbreaks, friendships. I don't want to say more about this because I feel like this is an easily spoiled book. Very light, fluffy contemporary. There's romance, there's friendship, there's cute stuff, and that's all I have to say, really. The next book I have to haul is Opposite of Always by Justin A. Reynolds. This is a contemporary book with a kind of like fantasy twist. I say that very lightly. This follows our main character, Jack, and Jack is a king of almost. He's almost valedictorian, he almost gets the girl, he almost succeeds at whatever he puts out, but he's just always short of complete success. Jack goes to this party and meets this girl in these stairs, and they kind of have a love story until the girl dies. This is not a spoiler, but basically the story is kind of like a Groundhog's Day because Jack is stuck in a time loop and he has to figure out why he's there. Is it to save Kate, his friendships, his family, whatever. I'm not going to spoil it. I did really enjoy this book because I've read it already. I wasn't expecting the time travel element, so just beware that this book does deal with that. I should probably have noticed what the premise of this book, but whatever. I really enjoyed it. It's very interesting and very different from other contemporaries I've read, so if you're looking for like a twist on a contemporary book, this is definitely one for you. I also purchased Love à la Mode by Stephanie Kate Strom, and this is a dual perspective book about Henry and Rosie. These characters are two students that really love to cook, and they are both chosen to go to this culinary art school in Paris. This follows them dealing with the ups and downs of really wanting a career and working hard for something you want, as well as first relationships, friendships, being away from home. It's fun, it's quirky, it's a light read, and all I can say is this is what I wanted Anna and the French Kiss to be. Everybody says so, I fully agree. It's fun and it does make you really hungry. The next book I have to haul is Only a Breath Apart by Katie McGrary. This is her newest release, and to be honest, I don't know much about this because the synopsis is a little bit confusing. I do know it has to do with psychics. This is about two youth who have very different family lives, but both of them kind of have rough lives and they kind of mesh together and they try to help each other out. I don't really know where the story is going to go, but I find this book so captivating by the cover, the synopsis. It's kind of mysterious for a contemporary and it looks very different to anything I've read before, so hopefully I enjoy it and will read it soon. The next book I have, I feel like I don't even need to explain, and that is A Curse So Dark and Lonely by Bridget Kemmerer. This is like a super hyped book. It was in a bunch of book boxes. Everybody talked about it. This is a Beauty and the Beast retelling with a cerebral palsy rep in it. It follows two main characters, Prince Ren and Harper. Obviously, it's going to look similar to Beauty and the Beast. Some people love it, some people hate it. Hopefully I'm in the love category, but I really think I am going to enjoy this. I read the first few chapters and I was immediately sucked in, so I feel like that's a good sign. Another book everyone has talked about, and that is Skyward by Brandon Sanderson. This will be my first Brandon Sanderson book ever. This is a YA book and it follows their main character who dreams of being a fighter pilot against this war that's going on. But it's very hard for her because her dad was cast as a coward. Her dad was also a fighter pilot, but I think he either ran away from the war or did something to be deemed a coward, and so it's making it hard on her because her reputation is kind of tarnished. I think this is going to be the story of her being a fighter pilot, or at least trying to get there, maybe some flashbacks with her father to help us understand the situation, and just a great old sci-fi. I haven't read sci-fi in a very long time, so I'm very excited for this one. I feel like it's very hyped. I haven't heard one negative thing about this book, so that's a plus. The next book is an adult book, which is a shocker, and that is The Simple Wild by K.A. Tucker. I am so excited to delve into the adult world with this one. This is like a super hyped book. It follows our main character, Calla, who at the age of 2 was swept away with her mom and left Alaska where she was born, and she kind of swore off Alaska. She lives in Toronto, does her own thing, until her father is kind of like at his last days and Calla flies back to Alaska. I think it's about her fitting in there, and also I think she falls in love with like a pilot or something, and it's kind of like the decision of, do I stay in Alaska, do I go back to my home, family stuff. It looks good. Everybody swoons about this romance, and just everything about it being in Alaska, I feel like it's going to be different. I want to read more adult. This is adult. It's a win. What can I say? We then have a graphic novel, which is Check Please Volume 1. This follows a boy main character who used to figure skate, but he is now brought into a hockey team when he moves into college, and I think it's like a scholarship and he needs to make it, but he has never been checked in hockey and he's afraid. Like, the main character is a vlogger. It looks very cute, very fun. I did start reading this one. I want to finish it as soon as possible, and I think this might have LGBTQ elements in it, so even better. Another book I tried to read and I'm not sure I'm gonna love is The Astonishing Color of After by Emily X.R. Pan. This is a magical realism book about a girl whose mother commits suicide and she believes that she's seeing her mother as a bird. This brings her to meet her mother's Taiwanese family that she has never seen before, and I think it's a story about grief and love. And I'm like, what, how many pages am I in? Like 80 pages in. I'm having a hard time with the magical realism elements, but I do really want to read this. This is a lot of people's favorite book. I know Books with Chloe like raves about it, so I do want to give it another chance, but I probably will restart it fully. I think I'm just going to be very sad with this book, and I don't always feel like being sad. I also got The Wicked King by Holly Black, which was a beautiful gift from my boyfriend. I do want to reread The Cruel Prince because I've read like some bits and pieces, but I don't think I actually read it fully. But I do want to read this so I can move on to The Wicked King. As you guys know, The Wicked King and The Cruel Prince are all in the world of Fae, and there's like bastard characters in here. A lot of people are rude, but people are loving it. I think it's like a very slow hate to love romance between two of the main characters, like a Fae and a human. I don't really know what all the hype is about, but I do want to reread it to like figure out if it's worth the hype or not. I might make a video about it if you guys are interested. I don't know. Another book which I started and I don't know if I'm going to finish is The Gilded Wolves by Roshni Chokshi. I do want to reread this because this kind of gives me Six with Crows vibes, but I think I'm like, what, again, like 80 pages into this one, and I'm confused about this book. This is like a quest book, and there's like different houses in Paris, and the main character's house is like closed and he's going to find artifacts. I don't know what's going on. Some people love it, but some people are giving it like 1 or 2 stars. It might be up my alley, it might not be. What I do know is that this is freaking gorgeous. The book itself is gorgeous. The writing is nice, but maybe it's because I'm not used to reading fantasy anymore, but I'm confused. But I do want to reread this. Sorry if I can't give you guys a synopsis, but I don't know what's going on. A book I'm super excited to read is Two Can Keep a Secret by Karen A. McManus. This is a mystery book. I don't want to read the blurb really because I don't want to spoil myself with a mystery book, but I think this is like a town where some girls went missing during like prom season, and it's kind of like happening again. It's like a double mystery, I guess, because it's something that happened in the past and it's like reoccurring, and it's up to, I guess, our main character to figure it out. Karen A. McManus, a lot of people say, is a great mystery writer, so very excited for this one. I'm just realizing how many times I said excited. I'm very sorry. I should probably learn new adjectives. Another book I purchased and I still haven't read, which is so bad on my part, is The Vanishing Star by Maureen Johnson. This was in my most anticipated books of 2019. It's the sequel to Truly Devious, another mystery book. Truly Devious follows our main character Stevie, who goes to this academy called Illingham Academy, and it's kind of made for youth who are very smart, learn on their own, and she's there because she really loves to study mysteries and crimes and cold cases, and she's interested in the one that happened at the academy. Truly Devious goes to flashbacks from when this mystery happened, which is when the founder's wife and daughter were kidnapped, and also what is happening in present time. There's a mystery in the present time. I have a full review if you guys want to see, but I need to read this so freaking bad, it's not even funny. We're on to the last bit. The next book is First Than Down by Emma Mills. I got this used. I don't know what it's about. I just purchased it because it's Emma Mills. It's the last Emma Mills book I need to read. That's all I have to say about this one. Moving on. I also purchased Broken Beautiful Hearts by Cami Garcia from Book Outlet. This one is about a soccer player who is dating this boy, and at one point Peyton, our main character, falls down the stairs, but it's not clear if the boy pushed her or she just fell and she's injured. She can't play soccer anymore. I think this will touch a lot on unhealthy relationships. I did read the author's note and I was very happy about the contents of it and how the author is talking about her relationships, experiences, and an abusive relationship. I think this is going to be a very empowering and important read. I think we need to talk about unhealthy relationships, and it's good that it's represented in the YA so that younger girls, or just girls in general, can understand, and boys, I mean, it goes for everyone, what it means to be in a healthy or not healthy relationship. And I think this book might be a very impactful read, and I think I might cry with this one. I also bought As She Fades by Abby Glein. I bought this because it's Abby Glein. I'm trash for her, and I don't know. I think I forgot what this is about, honestly, but I got it off Book Outlet recently. I want to read it. It's like so freaking short too. Like, what is going on with all these short books? Hi, I'm Trash and I Got Girls Online by Zoe Sugg. This is like a story about a girl who writes online, I think, or whatever. It's up my alley. I'm trash. I know this is a ghostwriter. I'm sorry. It was like $5 at Value Village, and I wanted it so bad because everybody's raving about this book. I did get One True Love by Taylor Jenkins Reid. This is a book about a girl who was going to marry, or had married, her high school sweetheart, and I think he goes away and he goes missing and people think he died, and then she falls in love with this other boy, and the boy comes back and he's like, "Hi, I'm alive, I'm here, we can get back together." And it's the main character having to pick who she wants to be with. I know a lot of people really enjoyed it. Mackenzie from Mackenzie Lane has talked about this book. She's the one who like made me want to buy it. So yeah, another adult read, going out of my comfort zone, 2019 for y'all. Just 2 more books, guys, 2 more books. Another book I bought from a thrift store is Never World Awake by Marisha Pessel. This looks like a weird book where like there's like 6 friends that go somewhere, one of them dies, and they're like brought into this like alternate like weird world where they have to decide who, like try to find who killed, or like who's gonna die for them to leave. I don't know. I'm honestly saying stupid stuff right now. I don't understand what's going on in this book, but everybody says it's so good and intriguing, so picked it up. And the last book I have is Surviving Adam Mead by Shannon Clare, which I also got off Book Outlet, and this looks so freaking good. I'm like whipping it at you. I'm so sorry. This is the story of our main character, whose father is a football coach. She has this idea of what she wants with her life. She knows what she wants. She wants to go to college, blah blah blah. Her mind is set, and it also follows Adam, who usually gets everything. He's that kind of boy who like doesn't take no for an answer, and it's just like, whatever, got you, and he doesn't know how to deal with the fact that she's not interested. It's probably going to be like a hate to love romance, and he plays football, another sports romance. I'm trash. These are good. It's almost summer. What can I say? So that was it for my extensive book haul. If you made it to the end, I love you, and like comment a palm tree down below. Why not? I want to see how many of you guys stuck till the end. So yeah, I'm very fortunate to be able to buy all these books. I'm very grateful that I get to purchase these and read these books. And that's about it. I don't have much else to say, and I will see you again in a new video. Also, don't forget to look at the other content I have made. I've been back in my YouTube grind, and don't forget to subscribe. Happy reading, guys.